It is spring in New Hampshire, a time when the leaves are turning green again, and a time when attention turns to another presidential primary 9 months away. Voters in this rural, conservative state play a unique role in presidential politics. They have the first say in judging the men who would be president. They make and break candidates here. Reubin Askew rides New Hampshire's back roads in a compact car, taking his hopes from town to town and meeting the voters one by one, one-on-one. New Hampshire's the only place left where a presidential candidate and a voter can really talk to each other, face to face, right there on the sidewalk, in front of restaurants with names like The Common Man.
You want to know how to get our vote?
How's that?
Cut out this spending.
Which particular areas?
Every area.
Every area.
At Hart's Turkey Farm, a local landmark on Lake Winnipesaukee, Reubin Askew mixes handshaking with an earnest pitch for his presidential goals. Askew is the only announced Democratic candidate who is against the so-called domestic content bill designed to protect automobile jobs at home by sharply limiting Japanese auto imports. And he says so to working-class Democrats.
And so what we've got to do is that we can't flee from the competition. We've got to meet it. That's what this country grew strong about. And if we have enough faith in ourselves, faith in our country, and faith in our Creator, then we can do it. It's a matter of going out and doing it.
The crowd seems to like Askew's earnest, direct approach, but New Hampshire voters don't commit themselves this early. There are so many months and so many more candidates before the primary. Another Democratic hopeful, Senator Ernest Hollings of South Carolina, shows up, but by then, Reubin Askew is on to the next town. On a cool Sunday evening in the little town of Franklin, Reubin Askew's campaign for president reaches what must be the base of grassroots politicking. But this is how candidates campaign in New Hampshire. In living rooms where Askew hears from voters directly and where he encourages questions on everything from acid rain to El Salvador. But mainly the candidate from Florida and the voter from Franklin get to meet each other, what social scientists call retail politics.
I think they like to look you square in the eyes. If you look them straight in the eyes, they can tell a lot by you.
Clayton Gassett, a meat cutter by trade, took a good look at Reubin Askew.
And if he'll listen to us, and he sounds like he'll even do a better job than what I've heard from others, because he seems to relate to the people much better.
It's pitch dark when the candidate leaves and the black flies are biting. After a long day, Askew likes a tall glass of buttermilk before bed. His goal for now in New Hampshire, he says, is to exceed expectations.
Well, obviously, I'd like to win it. Now, what it finally comes out, you don't know. All I've got to do is better than I'm expected, and thus far, the press hasn't expected me to do very well. I think that we'll surprise some people.
For now, Askew says he's satisfied with his low-key campaign and his low standing in the polls. But outside the Talk of the Town restaurant in Concord, Reubin Askew is not yet the talk of New Hampshire. Ever heard the name Reubin Askew?
Can't recall.
Okay, yeah, I guess I have heard about him, but not to pay any attention to him.
It's a marathon, Reubin Askew likes to say, not a sprint. And the fellow who once had the largest paper route in Pensacola is pacing himself, going town to town, door to door. Reubin Askew has heard that swamp Yankee joke about the New Hampshire voter who is asked if he likes a certain candidate. How should I know, the voter answers. I've only met him 3 times. In Manchester, New Hampshire, Steve Bousquet, Channel 10 Eyewitness News.